to another episode where we don't talk about mystery boxes where you spend your own money and complain about it, but we're talking about 3 amazing Boca Junior kits that were supplied to me by Cole Kits. Now, that was a recent box that was sent over to me in Australia from the UK for me to take photos of, but I wanted to make a specific episode about these 3 kits. Not only are they 3 unique designs for the club that we saw during the Nike generation, the club is now with Adidas recently in 2020, but these are by far some of the most unique and most absurd designs that Nike and Boca Juniors had collaborated on together, and I thought I'd make a quick episode. A lot of the time there's a football jersey that represents a footballer more so than the club itself. So with this kit here, many of the Boca Junior kits, we do represent the kit and the club more so to the player. So for example, Maradona, we all know the kits he wore at Boca Juniors, but a lot of people forget that Riquelme also was a maestro at Boca Juniors, and this kit is one that does represent the man, the one and only Riquelme. And it does have number 5 on the back, and it does feature one of my favorite Nike collars here. That line, the texture of the yellow and the blue. This is their away shirt for the 98 to 2000 season. I'm still unsure of how the Argentinian league works. I think there's like 2 seasons in one sort of calendar, but that year, this was worn by Martin Palermo as well, a goal scoring machine. And I have to say, like, the long sleeve version of this is by far one of my favorite Boca Junior kits that I've seen in person. I do have a few of myself, and I do, have ambitions to, grow my collection for the Boca Juniors kits, but this one here is one of my favorites. Not only is it a different color, I've never sort of represented the club with the white, but the blue and yellow is always sort of iconic to the La Bombonera. But this here is a unique kit, and yeah, I think out of all the kits, this one is a long sleeve. This design itself is one of my favorites. That season alone, they won both sort of leagues. Again, like I said, I'm not sure how the Argentinian works, but they won the 98 Apertura and the 99 Clausura. Again, I'm not sure how I pronounced those. If I did wrong or right, please let me know in the comments below. And it was their second year with Nike. Now, like I said, there's 2 more other kits that I want to speak about today, and I think these are my favorite Nike kits. Now we're moving to Adidas. I think we're going to see a few more future designs and future classics, but I think Nike was their best generation. The next design is the 2011-2012 third shirt here that was worn by the Boca Juniors team, and yeah, again, Riquelme. This was also worn by a gentleman who played at Melbourne City, Nicolas Colazzo. Really like this kit. I think the overlapping collar is such a unique design in this sort of simple, Nike template kit that we see with the stripes. We do see this design come through the years in the 2000s for Nike clubs, but that overlapping collar is something new that I've not seen in many of that generation's sort of designs. One of my favorite things about this, again, is of course Riquelme did wear it, but undefeated that year in the first part of the season. And yeah, I have to say, just a simple kit that represents a lot of the past in the Boca Junior colors. I think the black and white is something that we don't really, again, associate with the club. So this design here was something, a nice sort of approach for them to push the boundaries. But again, I think the biggest problem I have with this kit alone was the fact that the badge was a bit of a plasticky design. I'm sure that the player version may have been a lot different, but I think it would have been a lot nicer, a bit more of a collector's item for me if it had that solid badge, a bit more authenticated version. We've got a few little details inside here at the back of the collar, but again, a simple Nike design that I think will live on with the ages for Boca Junior fans. And then finishing off with this unique design, I think this was towards the end of the Nike era. This was at the time where we knew that Adidas or another brand was taking over the Boca Juniors reign as the manufacturer. I do like this design. I think the Richter design for the middle centerpiece here was, sticking with tradition but pushing boundaries. It is based on the fans and the sort of sound that La Bombonera, one of the stadiums, and if not one of the games I'd love to watch in my lifetime. I'd love to go there maybe after the pandemic sort of eases out and we're allowed to travel. I'd love to go to Argentina and actually see a Boca Juniors game in person. I know that there's a lot of violence in South American football, as they say on a lot of the news, but I think it's one of the safest, if not one of the most proudest clubs in South America. I'd love to see this sort of energy and what this represents. So basically, like I said, it's a Richter scale. So if we all know what sound and even vibrations does on the sort of scale system, when we see this is representative of that. I think Nike did something really nice. It's a simple white kit with a beautiful design in the middle. It's pushing boundaries. It does remind me of one of their earlier kits. And that is the 96-97 design, where they had the yellow border around the blue simple middle design. It doesn't go around. I would have loved to have seen it go around, but that same design with the yellow Richter design did go across their training wear. Now, I did see a similar sort of aspect across their other designs. I think the Socceroos and many other Nike clubs or even manufactured national teams had that similar design. So I'm not sure if maybe once again it was Nike just trying to sell something to the club and the spiel. Like I always complain about, I don't like when clubs lie about the designs, but I think this one was a perfect fit. Like I said, these are 3 beautiful kits supplied to me by Colt Kits. So if you are after these kits, they will definitely be available at coltkits.com. But what is your favorite Boca Juniors kit? I know my favorite one is the one that's the one only Maradona wore towards the end of his career. It's the beautiful Nike collared kit. But the fact that I've actually seen 3 versions of Nike kits just tells me how much yeah, this club represents to a lot of the fans. And which one of these 3 is your favorite? And what are we looking forward to with the Adidas designs? Are we looking to see future classics? Are they going to bring back those old designs? But as always, guys, stay safe, stay away from stupid people, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.